It was the headline that stopped America in its tracks. Gypsy Rose Blanchard released from prison. After serving 8 years behind bars for orchestrating her own mother's murder, Gypsy walked free, and the internet exploded. TikToks flooded with tearful reactions, old interviews resurfaced, and questions came rushing back. Was she a victim or a killer? Tonight, we revisit the chilling story behind the lie that shattered a family, captivated a nation, and still divides the internet to this day. Gypsy Rose was born in 1991 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard. From the very start, her childhood was steeped in deception. Dee Dee claimed Gypsy had leukemia, muscular dystrophy, seizures, and a litany of other illnesses. She told doctors her daughter needed feeding tubes, oxygen, surgeries, anything that would earn sympathy. And it worked. Charities sent the pair on free trips to Walt Disney World, gave them a new home through Habitat for Humanity, and showered them with donations. To the outside world, Dee Dee was a devoted mother, and Gypsy was her fragile, terminally ill child. But behind closed doors, the reality was horrifying. Gypsy could walk. She could eat. She was never sick. Dee Dee shaved her head to make her look like a cancer patient, forced her into a wheelchair, and kept her isolated from the world. Anytime Gypsy tried to speak the truth, Dee Dee punished her, sometimes by hitting her, sometimes by withholding food, and always by lying to anyone who might help. Experts later identified Dee Dee's behavior as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a mental disorder where a caregiver fabricates or induces illness in someone to gain attention and sympathy. Gypsy grew up trapped in a fabricated world of hospitals, pills, and fear, believing she had no escape. That illusion began to crack when Gypsy secretly accessed the internet late at night. Online, she could be herself. And there, in 2012, she met Nicholas Godejohn, a young man from Wisconsin with a troubled past and his own struggles with mental health. They formed an intense online relationship, exchanging messages, fantasies, and even planning to meet in person. But Gypsy knew Dee Dee would never allow it. Over time, their conversations turned darker. Gypsy confided that her mother was abusive, that she wanted out, that death might be the only way. By 2015, they had devised a chilling plan. On the night of June 14, 2015, Nicholas traveled to Springfield, Missouri, where Gypsy and Dee Dee were living. While Dee Dee slept, Gypsy hid in the bathroom as Nicholas crept into her bedroom. He stabbed Dee Dee 17 times, killing her. The two fled, mailing the murder weapon back to Wisconsin and posting cryptic updates on Dee Dee's Facebook to alert people that something had happened. Neighbors discovered Dee Dee's body shortly after, and the shocking truth unraveled quickly. Gypsy was not disabled, not terminally ill, and had orchestrated the killing of the mother who had controlled her entire life. The case exploded across the media. News outlets ran endless segments dissecting every photo, every lie. Courtroom footage showed a small, soft-spoken Gypsy who now walked on her own, an image that stunned viewers who had believed she was paralyzed. The narrative was unlike anything the public had seen. Was this murder or liberation? Talk shows debated it. True crime podcasts dissected it. And on social media, a wave of sympathy rose for Gypsy as more details of Dee Dee's abuse emerged. In 2016, Gypsy accepted a plea deal for second-degree murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Nicholas, who had actually committed the stabbing, went to trial and received a life sentence without parole. The courtroom became a spectacle. Commentators argued that Gypsy had been coerced, that she was too traumatized to make rational choices. Others insisted she had crossed a line that could never be justified. Through it all, Gypsy remained calm, often saying she felt freer in prison than she ever had living with Dee Dee. Behind bars, Gypsy transformed. She earned her GED, gave interviews, and even married another inmate by proxy before divorcing. Over the years, she became a kind of folk anti-hero, someone who survived unimaginable abuse and fought back in the only way she thought she could. As the years passed, public interest only grew. Documentaries like Mommy, Dead and Dearest and dramatized series like The Act reignited debates about victimhood, trauma, and justice. For many, Gypsy's story became a symbol of what happens when systems fail to protect the vulnerable. Then, in December 2023, Gypsy was granted parole. When she walked out of prison gates, smiling and holding her husband's hand, the internet went into overdrive. TikTok and Instagram feeds flooded with clips of her first moments of freedom. Hashtags like #GypsyRose trended for weeks. Some called her an icon of survival. Others accused social media of glamorizing a murderer. But there was no denying it. Gypsy Rose was viral again, this time on her own terms. Now, free for the first time in her adult life, Gypsy has been speaking openly about her past. She's addressed the lies, the trauma, and her hopes for the future. She's even expressed regret, not for Dee Dee's death itself, but for the pain it caused others. It's clear she's still processing the enormity of what happened, and so is the public. Her story taps into something deeply unsettling, the unimaginable cruelty of a parent, and the desperate lengths a child might go to escape it. So why does this case still captivate millions years later? Partly, it's the shocking visuals, the before and after transformation of a frail, wheelchair-bound girl into a healthy young woman who walked out of prison. But deeper than that, it forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about justice. How do we punish someone who was both a victim and a killer? How many people failed to see the signs? And if Gypsy had spoken up, would anyone have believed her? These questions have no easy answers, and that uncertainty is what keeps her story alive online. Every time Gypsy posts on social media, the cycle begins again. Comments split between praise and condemnation. People relitigating the case in real time. True crime fans can't look away because it blurs every boundary we think we understand. Innocence and guilt, love and control, victim and perpetrator. In the end, Gypsy Rose didn't just break free from her mother. She shattered America's idea of what a victim looks like. And now, as she starts this new chapter of her life in the public eye, one thing is certain: the world will keep watching. Because the lie that shook America didn't end with Dee Dee's death. It lives on, Every time Gypsy appears on a screen, and every time we ask ourselves, was justice truly served? If you found this story as haunting and unforgettable as we did, make sure to subscribe to Hidden Verdict for more deep dives into the most shocking true crime cases. Hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts on Gypsy's release, and don't forget to watch our next video, where we uncover another case that defies everything you thought you knew about justice.